Have you ever been humiliated so brutally, in public that your body went numb before the anger could even rise? My name is Lauren, and before I begin, make sure you subscribe, because what I am about to confess is something my family still denies to this day. I keep replaying that moment at the airport in my head, like a movie scene filmed in slow motion. The way my sister's hand swung across my face, the way everyone gasped, the way my own heartbeat froze in the middle of my chest. I swear even now I can still feel the sting, not from the slap, but from the betrayal. We were supposed to be going to Hawaii together for a Healing Sisters trip. That is what she called it when she begged me for the ticket. Money 2 weeks earlier. Lauren, please, I just want us to bond again. I miss you. I want to fix things. She said all the right words. Used that soft, crying voice she knew always weakened me. The voice she saved for when she wanted something expensive. I paid for both tickets. I booked the hotel. I arranged everything down to the airport shuttle. And somehow, she still found a way to break me before the trip even started. That morning, I woke up early, excited for once. I packed sunscreen, swimsuits, that white dress I had been saving for something special. I even braided my hair the way she always said looked cute on me. I really believed we were finally going to fix our relationship. My sister, Melanie, had always been the golden child, the loud one, the one who took up all the space in every room, every conversation, every moment. But she was also the only sibling I had left, so I kept trying. Again and again, like a fool. When I arrived at the airport, I saw her standing outside the entrance with her bags. She was smiling at her phone, typing fast, like she was in some heated conversation. She barely glanced at me. "You are late," she said, even though I was 15 minutes early. I ignored the tone, tried to keep the peace. "I am excited. This is going to be fun," she snorted and rolled her eyes. "Do not make it weird, Lauren. I am already stressed." That should have been my first sign. The second sign was her phone buzzing almost nonstop. And she kept turning away, shielding the screen from me like she was hiding nuclear launch codes. Still, I brushed it off. Inside the airport, everything seemed normal. TSA line, ticket counter, people rushing with coffee, families arguing, kids crying, the usual chaos. We checked in, got our boarding passes, and sat near the gate. She kept texting. I kept pretending not to notice. 10 minutes before boarding, I gently asked, "Everything okay?" She snapped, "Can you not mind your own business for once?" Passengers nearby looked at us. My stomach dropped, but I stayed quiet. That was my lifelong role, the quiet one, the one who solves problems, not creates them. Then her boyfriend showed up. I had no idea he was coming. Last I heard, they were on a break. She told me he was toxic, manipulative, and she never wanted to see him again. But he walked straight up to her, kissed her, hugged her, laughed with her, like I was invisible. "Why is he here?" I finally asked. She gave me that look, the one that said I was already wrong for asking. "He is coming with us." "What? The tickets were for us." I booked the hotel for 2. "You told me this was a sister's trip." She shrugged. "Plans change. Get over it." I could feel eyes on us. "People listening." My chest tightened. I tried one more time, too calmly, too kindly. "Melanie, you could have at least told me." She stood up suddenly, grabbed my arm, leaned close, and hissed, "Stop acting like you matter." And then, the slap. It happened so fast but felt like time split in two. The crack echoed. People gasped. A kid dropped his juice box. Even airport staff froze. Her boyfriend smirked. Melanie's eyes were blazing with something dark, something hateful, like she had been waiting years for a moment like this. "You ruin everything," she shouted. "You are always so jealous. Grow up." I could not speak, could not even breathe. All I could do was put my hand on my cheek, feeling the burn of her fingers. I heard whispers. Did she really slap her sister? Oh my God. Poor girl. Melanie shoved past me and marched toward the gate. "Come on," she barked at her boyfriend. Ignore her stupid drama. I stayed frozen in place. And then, the announcement came. The one that shattered whatever was left of my dignity. "Passenger Lauren Hayes, your boarding pass has been canceled. Please approach the desk." I blinked. Canceled? That must be a mistake. Melanie turned around slowly, with a smile so cold it could cut glass. "Oh, right." She snapped her fingers. "I canceled your ticket last night. You are not coming." People stared at me again. My face felt hot, my throat tight. "Why would you do that?" She shrugged. "Because you annoy me. And because I wanted a romantic trip with him. You are clingy and depressing, and you ruin everything you touch. Go home, Lauren. The gate agent looked uncomfortable but firm. Ma'am, she is listed as the primary buyer of both tickets. Melanie laughed. Exactly. I bought the upgrade with her card. She paid for everything. So thanks for the Hawaii trip, sis. My heart sank. I had given her my card to handle upgrades because she said she found a good deal. I trusted her. Again, for the 1,000th time. Now, if you will excuse me, she said, adjusting her sunglasses. I have a flight to catch. She walked away, hand in hand with her boyfriend, leaving me in the middle of the airport, humiliated, alone, and broke. I do not remember walking out. I do not remember the ride home. I just remember sitting on my couch with swollen eyes, replaying everything like it was some cruel dream. I kept asking myself why I let her treat me like this, why I kept giving her chance after chance, why I thought she would ever choose me over herself. Then, 2 hours later, I received a text from an unknown number. A photo popped up, Melanie and her boyfriend on the plane, making faces, flipping off the camera. And the message said, "Enjoy your pathetic life, loser. We will send pics from the beach." Another text arrived seconds later, this one from her old number. "You will always be nothing." Something inside me snapped. Not the kind of snap that makes you cry harder. No, the kind that makes you calm. Too calm. The kind of calm that does not feel natural. The kind of calm that feels dangerous. I stood up, went to my closet, opened the safe, and pulled out the file I never thought I would use. A file containing every secret Melanie ever told me. Every lie. Every debt. Every illegal thing she did and bragged about. Every screenshot. Every voice memo. Every bank statement. Every person she scammed. Every message she begged me to hide. I created that file 2 years ago. Part fear, part instinct. Part survival. I told myself it was for just in case. Well, just in case had finally arrived. And as I scrolled through the first set of screenshots, seeing her own words, seeing her confessions, seeing everything she thought I would never use against her, I felt something dark settle inside my chest. Not anger, not sadness, something colder. I opened my laptop, logged into her email. She used the same password for everything. I checked her accounts, her subscriptions, her bank apps, her social media, her messages, and I found something she never expected me to see. She was planning to take my identity, move money from my savings into her boyfriend's account after the trip, and disappear. She wanted to erase me, financially, socially, emotionally, and leave me drowning. I stared at the screen until my hands stopped shaking. Then I whispered one sentence I never thought I would say. "Okay, Melanie, if this is the game you want, I will play." I cracked my knuckles, rolled my shoulders, and opened the first financial document. What happened next? It changed everything. And it was only the beginning. Subscribe if you want justice, and listen carefully to part 2, because the revenge I delivered did not just ruin my sister's vacation. It destroyed her entire world. I started with the smallest thing, the one she would never notice until it was too late. Her online banking. She used my card for the Hawaii trip. But she had forgotten something important. She linked her boyfriend's account to hers months ago. I could see every transaction they made, every debt, every withdrawal, and I knew exactly how to use it. The moment their flight landed in Honolulu, I moved $3,000 out of her account into one of her old savings. Accounts she had forgotten existed. A dormant account she stopped checking years ago. I did it in small increments, scheduled transfers, the kind that banks rarely flag. Then I opened her email, found her boss's contact info, and forwarded a series of screenshots of her, bragging about stealing client, data and leaking it to her boyfriend for quick cash. She had admitted it in voice messages. I attached those too. I did not add a single word. I wanted her own voice to bury her. Then I opened her other inbox, the one she used for dating apps when she cheated on every boyfriend she ever had. I found the message she sent to a married man last month, telling him she did not care about his wife, and I forwarded it to the wife's private email. Again, no added text. Her words were enough. I sat back, breathing slow, steady, calm, too calm. Then my phone buzzed. A text from Melanie. She sent a selfie of herself on the beach, drink in hand, sunglasses on. "Get a job so you can afford your own vacation," she wrote. "Or just keep stalking me from your couch. Loser." I stared at the photo for a long moment. Then I blocked her number. Not out of anger, out of clarity. She no longer existed in my world. I only existed in hers as the shadow she should have never provoked. When I opened my laptop again, I found something interesting. A set of messages she had deleted from her phone but not her cloud backup. Messages between her and her boyfriend planning to break into my apartment while I was supposedly in Hawaii. They talked about taking my camera, my jewelry, my laptop, even my grandmother's ring. She is too soft to fight back, her boyfriend wrote. She will just cry. Exactly, she replied. She deserves nothing. I felt my jaw tighten, not from sadness, from resolve. She wanted to destroy me completely, so in return I did not just go after her lies. I went after her future. I opened another message thread, one she probably thought was buried forever. It was between her and her old roommate, the one who moved out without warning. Melanie owed her over $4,000 in rent and damages. The roommate had threatened to sue her. Melanie blocked her and disappeared. I sent the roommate a polite message from my own account. Hi, I have evidence you may want. Within minutes, she replied with 4 words. I have been waiting. I emailed her the full file, screenshots, documents, voice notes, everything. It took her less than 10 minutes to respond. This is enough to take her to small claims court. Thank you, truly. I was not done. I searched her cloud storage again, found recordings she made of her boyfriend talking about his side hustles, illegal hustles, dangerous hustles, the kind of hustles that involve stolen credit card numbers and fake IDs. I packaged the most damaging clips, only the ones with his voice, into a single file and sent them to an anonymous tip line. Not police, not yet. A financial crimes investigator, the kind who follows every lead, carefully, quietly. My hands were no longer shaking. They were steady, controlled, like I had waited my whole life for this moment of clarity. But the real twist came the next morning. I woke up to over 20 missed calls. Not from Melanie, from Hawaii, unknown numbers, voicemails. I played the first one. It was her boyfriend screaming. Not at me, at her. What did you do? He yelled. Someone froze my account. Someone sent those recordings. Are you insane? I could hear Melanie crying. Actually crying. I listened calmly. The next voicemail was from her boss. This is urgent. You need to contact me immediately. You are suspended pending investigation. Another voicemail came from an unknown woman, a cold voice. You do not know me, but I know Melanie. Tell her to stop messaging my husband. And then the final one, my favorite one. Her own voice, cracked, panicked, fearful. Lauren, I need you. Please call me. Something is happening, please. I think someone hacked me. I sat down and breathed in deeply, letting her words seep into the room. For the first time in years, she said she needed me. But the thing is, she only needed me when her world burned. Never when mine did. I deleted every voicemail. 2 hours later, her boyfriend's mother found my number and called me. I do not know what happened, she said, but my son has been arrested. Melanie is hysterical. She says someone set her up. Do you know anything? I kept my voice calm, almost emotionless. No, ma'am. I am sorry. She sighed heavily. She said you had something to do with it. I paused. She slapped me at the airport. Canceled my ticket. Stole my money. Does that sound like someone I would help? Silence. Then the mother whispered. If everything she said is true, maybe she finally got what she deserved. And she hung up. Later that evening, around 6 p.m., someone banged on my door. Hard. I walked over and looked through the peephole. It was Melanie, sweaty, sunburnt, crying, face blotchy, makeup ruined, her suitcase behind her, her eyes wild. She must have flown home early on her own dime. I opened the door halfway. She shoved her way inside. Lauren, you have to help me, she said, voice cracking. Everything is falling apart. Someone hacked my accounts. Someone exposed me. Someone ruined my life. I stayed still. I know, she froze. What do you mean? You know? I shut the door slowly, looked her in the eyes, and said calmly, I did it. Her mouth dropped open. She took a step back like she was staring at a stranger. You ruined me? No, I said. I revealed you. Her chest rose and fell quickly. Lauren, I'm your sister. You slapped me, I said. You humiliated me in public. You planned to rob me. You called me nothing. She shook her head. That was a mistake. No, I said. It was a pattern. Tears streamed down her face. Please help me fix this. I stepped closer. Melanie, I spent my whole life helping you. Fixing your messes, cleaning the disasters you created. You never said thank you. You never apologized. You never treated me like a sister. Just a tool. She reached for my arm. I moved back. Lauren, please. I am scared. Good, I said. It means you finally feel something real. She collapsed onto the floor, sobbing. I watched her cry for a long time. Then I opened the door and pointed outside. It is time for you to leave. Where do I go? She whispered. Anywhere that is not here. She slowly stood up, dragging her suitcase behind her, her shoulders shaking. At the door, she turned back one last time. You ruined my life, she said softly. I shook my head. No, Melanie. I stopped you from ruining mine. She stared at me, eyes full of something I had never seen in her before. Not hatred, not anger, fear, real human fear. She walked out. I closed the door, locked it, pressed my back against the wood and exhaled slowly. The apartment was quiet, peaceful, almost too peaceful. And that was when I realized something. Revenge does not heal you. It does not fix the years of damage. It does not erase the scars, but it does something else. Something cold. Something honest. It gives you closure no apology could ever offer. And as I turned off the lights and let the silence settle, I whispered the final truth I had been too afraid to admit for years. Sometimes the only way to survive is to become the storm they never thought you could be.